Hello and welcome to Let's Play Quest for Glory 2. My name is Alexander and I am new-ish to YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and start the introduction and talk a little bit over it. I have chosen Quest for Glory 2 because I've recently beaten it, and there are a couple people, friends of mine, that have asked me for a playthrough on how to become a Paladin. So this game is by AGD Interactive. It's originally by Sierra, but AGD has recreated the game and upgraded the graphics, polished up a little bit of the language, just to make it clearer to read and more succinct. Like I mentioned earlier, the original game is by Sierra. Yeah. I could have started at Quest for Glory 1, but I don't like it as much. I haven't played it in a long time either, so I'd be essentially running it blind, and I wanted to go ahead and start up and do one. So Quest for Glory 2 was the one that I chose. You can become a paladin using either of the classes that they give you. You can be a mage, a thief, or a fighter. Which is great, but as a thief you lose out on half of the things that you can do. You're not supposed to break the law. To become a paladin, you get paladin points as you play the game. If you break the law as a paladin, you can't become a paladin. So thief is out. As a mage, it's a little more difficult as well. You can't kill as much. It's just more difficult as a mage. As a fighter, you have all the opportunities. You also have the stats that you need to be able to become a paladin and transfer into the next game and just make it easier on yourself. So we have the hero, two kata, and I forget the guy's name already. You rescue them from the first game and fly off on the big guy's carpet. You fly to the city, Shapire, and if I mispronounce any of the names, I don't give a damn. Anyway, let's go ahead and start a new hero. We have the fighter, the magic user. Yes, I'm gonna let these play out. The magic user, very fancy, and the thief, very sneaky. Each class has their own little subsection that they can do. The fighter will go through the fighter's test, the mage will go to the wizard's training area, and the thief will be able to steal from 5 places, I think. Anyway, we're going to start a fighter. As a fighter, you have your stats on the left, your available points at the bottom with your puzzle points here. Out of 500 in this game. You start off with 70 health, 65 stamina, 0 mana. Your throwing skill is low. No climbing, no pick lock, no stealth. That's all thief stuff. You have no magic because that's for the magic user, obviously. You have high weapon use, parry, minimal dodge. Dodge is connected with your agility, I believe. You have 5 points that you can give out. You can increase it by 5 with your right mouse button, decrease it with your left mouse button. I'm going to go ahead and bump up our vitality and strength to 75, dodge to 50, and luck to 65, and I'll just alternate between vitality and strength. I'll put our extra point in strength. I'm going to name him Cyrus. Cyrus is a name that I've used for quite a couple stories, and his actions are very paladin-like. So, as we begin, start. Quest for Glory 2 offers multiple conversation and alleyway systems to the player. Please select your preferences before starting. Alright, so you have the dialogue interface, which can be point and click, like some games, some Sierra games. The parser, which is where you click, or you type in what you need to do, and here I am miming typing, like you guys can see me. You have to type in your actions that you want to do, like the original Quest for Glory 2. So you type in pick up rock, or duck. At the end of the game, you have to duck quite a lot. It's a nice thing. I'll be doing a let's play of a game later on that uses the parser a little more easy to use. There's also a combination of the two, where you can use the point and click and text parser to put together. I prefer point and click. It's easier to do, and you can't hear me typing away as I'm trying to figure out what to say. In both cities, in Chapair and Rasair, you have the alleyway where you go from place to place. The classic is the longer alleyways, which is a bit more difficult to navigate, and just all in all a bit more difficult. It's confusing. You do have a map, and you do get a map with the download of the game, but to make it more clear, I'm just going to use the simplified version. It takes away quite a few of the roads, it blocks off others, but you can still get to all the places that you need to get to. And we will start. Is it not amazing how quickly we have set up this inn? The Kata's Tale is already the center of Chapair's entertainment. Where else can you watch Shema dance? You know you will always have a place to stay and fine food to eat in Chapair. Shamin, Shema, and I cannot thank you enough for helping us recover our stolen treasure. He's talking about things from the first game, of course. It is good to be back home, even though I have had troubling news. My old friend Aras al-Din, the emir of Rasair, is missing. He was a good man, but not as wise as I. Ah, but you have not even seen our beautiful Chapair, and already I speak of problems. You need to go out, explore, and discover why this is indeed a land of enchantment. Alright, so you have at the top here your walk, look, touch, pick up, and speak, and this button here you have to get to your feet first. We'll do that in a second. You have your backpack, which has your sword, a heavy one-handed broadsword, weighs 420 quarks, weight carried and weight load. You have to make sure your weight is below your max load, or else you walk really, really, really slow, and that's not very fun. You have a shield made of hardwood and iron, 720 quarks, and chainmail armor, very heavy, 2100 quarks. So this makes up your big amount of your weight. It sucks, but you know, what can you do? Then you have a water skin, one full water skin. We'll buy a couple more here in a minute. It weighs 150 quarks, so you can imagine. I'm only going to buy 5. You do not need more than 5. It's easy to do this game without 5, or without more than 5. Standard adventuring rations. I'm going to buy a couple of these just because it's nice to not have to come back to the inn and eat all the time. So there's that. And here's your bag of Spielberg money, golden coins, which are not usable here. You have 0 golden dinars, and brass centimes, or centimes, or centimes, however you pronounce it. I'll pronounce them centimes just for the easiness, and dinars for, I don't know, complicatedness. Anyway, you have 0 of each, and you have to exchange them at the local money exchanger. The way to